Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our 100th episode. Can you believe it? 100 is tonight. And how fitting to have Josh Hart on the show tonight. We're going to do a little something different, though. We ain't going to regurgitate the same old stuff. We got some new stuff coming at you so you can get to know Josh Hart a little bit more, his passion, and why and how Bernie's got started. And we'll talk at the end of it before we let him go about Vegas. You know what to do. Share, like. If you haven't subscribed, please do. This is going to be a really good show, man. So make sure you guys are promoting it. Appreciate all of the people who support us here along with sportsjourney.com. I want to thank our sponsor, Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It is another week. We only got 2 left. So put your best foot forward. And, it's funny. Unlike other forms of betting, we don't have any issues with mafia or cheating. It's just straight up. You play for free, you win. Free prizes. Again, I say it all the time, man. Where they do that at? If you haven't gotten involved, look, we're going to play this commercial, let you know how you can get involved. And right after that, we'll have the man himself, Josh Hart.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, one of the hardest working men out here in the planet today, my man, Josh Hart. How's it going, buddy?
Excellent, sir. Thanks for having me on the show.
Of course, man. Of course. You guys are just getting off from working at Bernie's. What were you guys working on today?
We've been moving an awful lot of metal at Bernie's. So, we used to really pride ourselves in selling like 100 cars a year, and now we're trying to push 50 a month. I think everybody's kind of down and out if we don't hit that number. So,
yeah.
It's grown a lot. So you got to put in the time.
Most definitely. And, what I'm interested in is obviously this is a passion for you. And where did all of this start from?
Well, I kind of had the opportunity when I was in my very early 20s to reset the grid, and had a long conversation with my wife. And the only thing I could determine was real in my life was my passion for drums and my passion for cars. So we kind of figured the ship had sailed on the drums. Let's do something with cars. And we were sitting at home, and I came up with the logo Bernie's because the Weekend at Bernie's movie was playing in the back. And I thought, Bernie's, man, that makes sense. Everybody will know it. It's like a burnout with cars, so kind of ran with it. And I think it's been pronounced now every wrong way imaginable, but
of course,
the point is it's Bernie's Speed Shop, and we do anything iconic cars, and my love for cars has turned into quite the little empire in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have really worked hard, and of course with everything that you touch, it's not just about the product, but it's stuff that the way you've always been, and you can stand behind what you guys do. What are some of the things that you guys do at Bernie's when it comes down to car restoration, or do you guys build them from the ground up if necessary? If people want a kit car, how does all that work?
Yeah, basically anything automotive. Quite literally, if you dream it, we'll build it. If you want the baddest 63 split window Corvette with all modern everything, custom chassis, whatever you dream up, we'll build it. And we call it the Bernie's ecosystem because we'll build it, then we'll sell it for you while we're building another one in the background. So we've got a list of great clients that have been with us for 15 plus years, and we just realized very early in the game, if you do what you say you're going to do, you'll be just fine.
Yeah, it's something that in today's world is not always the case, and because that it is so rare, when people do find that, people are willing to stick with it and really support it because they feel like they're getting an honest job and an honest day's work. You know what I mean? From whoever they're getting the product from. Uh, what are some of the cool or the best cars that you've and I say best, but I'll say most unique cars that you guys have worked on at Bernie's?
I think one of the coolest customers that we got, he originally stumbled into the shop and wanted a 55 Chevy Resto Mod. And back then it was like an LS was the cool thing, you know.
Yeah.
But we realized very early on that he was not a normal customer. He was driving this thing every day. He had like 36,000 miles on it.
Wow.
And so he contracted us to essentially build 371 CUDAs, one with a Hellcat power plant, one with a Demon power plant, and one with an authentic Elephant power plant. And we thought that was going to be the end. You know, he said he wanted to give those cars to each of his kids. And then he came back and was like, hey, you know what? That wasn't enough. Let's do a twin turbo Eleanor 67 fastback. And it sounds like he's getting ready to go for another one. So,
Wow.
Just these awesome, unique business professionals that have nothing else to do but to play in the auto arena. And
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough to meet these types of people.
Yeah, that is super cool. Because people have some really awesome ideas. I know one of my closest friends, he had his own speed shop at one time, and just the stuff that he learned, he showed me some pictures. I was there visiting with him and also doing a race over there in Gulfport, and he was just showing me some of the things that he was doing, like fabricating and all of that. I find that stuff fascinating, but I find it more fascinating that the people that have the mindset, because not all the time you can go out and furnish a part for a specific car. Sometimes you got to make these things, whether it's a small bracket for a headlight or whatever. That is something that you guys do as well when it comes down to these cars also.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a bunch of companies that are bigger than us, obviously, that I call them cookie cutter resto mods, you know, and we're one of the last standing completely custom shops. You can quite literally draw me a picture and we'll figure out how to make it. And it, I guess it might be easier, maybe a little less stressful on the other side, but we really enjoy the final product when we pull one out.
Yeah, I mean it's that stamp of approval, but not just approval from your eyes because you know that you did it the right way, but it's also that stamp of approval when that customer looks at that car and their eyes are about as big as silver dollars, and that smile is from one ear to the other. That really is what guess wells up with pride with you and what you guys do there at Bernie's.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the guys that have been with me, they've all been there for a long, long time. You know, I've got two guys that are almost from the start, so we take care of our people. They take a lot of pride in what they do, and the customer can share that same result every time they go to a car show, every time they turn the key.
Yeah, and I want to also spotlight someone who most people may only, she's in the background. She's kind of like the offensive lineman, taking care of all the hard work and the grunt work. Tell us a little bit about your wife and all the hard work that she's put in to help you and help this dream to be realized.
Yeah, I tell her I'm her biggest cheerleader, but she has handled so much from the ground up. Everything. I mean, when we started in the business, neither one of us really knew anything. She took the bull by the horn. She took some serious accounting. I would say courses, but that's not a true statement. One of our mentors kind of beat it into us, and she took to it like water. I mean, she focused and dug in, and she is now, basically the heads for all of our companies. Uh, let alone what she was doing in the background for the race team and all the other stuff I
Yeah.
conjured up. So it's just like these amazing shows that we do. He's responsible for all that. I quite literally show up and I have my own little station where I'm supposed to be standing. So you feather as myself. That's no easy task.
No, I say it all the time. These women are superheroes, literally. Like, they don't get enough credit for the things that they do, not just with handling kids, but I mean, all of the other things that they help us with. They literally are real superheroes in this world. With all this success that you guys have had here with this particular Bernie's here in Florida, you have talks about expansion here in the near future.
Yes. So we were able to secure funding to expand the company, and we're flirting with locations like Hazleton, Pennsylvania, Nashville, Dallas, Texas, maybe even Park City, Utah. And it's been a slow, painful process. I think just
Yeah.
putting all the systems and procedures in place, but we're getting there. And I think it's going to be bigger than ever once it actually comes to fruition.
What are some of the things you guys are looking for when it comes down to where your next Bernie speed shop will pop up?
I think we're going to focus primarily on in and out service on classic cars or iconic cars, I like to say.
Hmm.
So that's kind of our goal. A white glove service, very hands-on, in experience where you use us with your multi-million dollar car collection.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome, man. It is really amazing to see uh, this be able to transpire and blow up into something even bigger. Like I said, it speaks to the hard work and the dedication that you put in. Outside of the speed shop, you also jumped into being a drag racer. What pushed you in that direction? What was the spark that lit the fire for you to do that?
I think I had broke every rule possible in my regular pickup truck, and my friend tell me that I should go to the drag show.
Breaking up a little bit.
Sorry, going through kind of a bad area,
Okay, I think you're good. Yeah.
but for that. But basically, I broke every rule possible in my Ford Lightning pickup, and I had a family friend come to me one night, and he was like, "Hey, you should go to the drag strip," and we went to Gainesville ever since.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. It's amazing how like we get so hooked into drag racing, and I don't people don't real or don't know it, especially those who really don't pay a lot of attention until they actually go to a race and they also become junkies like we are. um, yeah, that is pretty awesome. Did you ever think you'd be racing a top fuel dragster? Outside of what you had started with.
So um, I had a guy that I used to look up to, and I told him one time, I was like, I'm going to drive for John Force one day. I said, I'm going to drive a top fuel car. And he started laughing at me hysterically. Um, so when I got my top fuel license, I actually sent him a picture of my top fuel license.
That's
And I
awesome.
can't wait until 2020, until 26 when he's having a John Force car.
Yeah, I mean, full circle, man. Full circle in your face. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. It really is going to be awesome. That's going to be the
It's one of
exclamation
those
point uh, to the start
it's
here.
one of those moments. It's one of those moments when you can remember where you were standing because it kind of hurts your feelings, and he's laughing at you, so now you're like,
Yeah,
yeah, here you go.
I'll show you. That's awesome, man. It is so cool to have seen you come through the ranks, and like I said, from day one when I first met you through Nicole, I knew you were a special guy, man, and you haven't disappointed at all. And here we are in 2026. You're gonna be driving a 340-mile-an-hour dragster. It's gonna be amazing, man. You're probably gonna have to pinch yourself a couple times.
I'm already doing it. I was walking the shop with David Grubnick, and you know they they allowed me to sit in the actual car, and I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking, there's no way I'm gonna fit in there, and I slid right in like Cinderella's slipper. I couldn't believe it. I thought, wow.
That's crazy.
And then they closed the canopy car, so it's very surreal. I was astounded.
Yeah, man. You put in the work, and when you put in the work, the reward always comes, especially when you do it the right way. It is really I couldn't be more happier for anyone. Uh, you you just put in the work, and here we are. So I'm looking forward to 2026 as much as anybody. But before we get there, we got two more races to go, and Vegas is up. I know there's been a lot going on. Some would say that maybe all of these announcements are a distraction. What do you say to that, my man?
My current team deserves a Wally, and it hasn't distracted me at all. I'll go out there and do my thing, um, everything that I can control, and hopefully we turn up on the right side.
Yeah, you got 13 cars. Oh, 12, including yourself. There's only 13 there. Um, if there's a good shot, there's never a better shot than ever than in this race. And I think when you look at the ladders, you look at all of these cars, everybody throughout the season, although they may have been consistent at times, um, there really hasn't, although the points say another thing, there really hasn't been this car that's been overly dominant that you're like, you know what, when I pull up beside them, if I don't get what I need to get, I'm done, because everybody has slipped on the banana peel, so to speak, and had those moments where they're out first round or out second round because of the vast change in conditions that we felt all season long. Has to give you a lot of confidence in your team and yourself that with 12 other cars out there, you got a really good shot to find yourself in the final round.
Yeah, very excited. I love the venue out in Vegas. Um, Definitely, I think in our favor, and I'll go up there try to cut a light. And, I think with some consistency, we got a very good shot. And I think also with all the announcements and change-ups, there might be some hurdles for the successful teams, in the top five. So we'll see. We'll see how it all
Yeah.
shakes up.
Yeah, you really have as Nicole said, you really have the opportunity to really play a big spoiler in this championship race. And we've seen a lot of folks become the butt of the spoiler. And so that shot is there. And with the tenacity I think this team has, I would say this, and I could be wrong, but I think with all the things that have gone on in the last couple of months, I know that, your team as it unlike any other. You treated it as a family. You've really taken care of the guys, and I think because of that camaraderie and the fact that they can trust and believe in you, that there's going to be a rejuvenate or a newfound like extra oomph to go out and really finish off these two races with a Mike Tyson punch to someone's jaw throughout the rounds here coming into Vegas and than Pomona.
Man, I hope so. I hope so for sure. I'm very excited. I am only going to play the spoiler this one last time. Next year, I'm chasing the championship, and
Facts.
that's my final statement on that.
Yes, sir. Man, I appreciate you taking the time to come on the show. I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I want to thank you, though, for taking the time to come on the show. I look forward to you completing this season out, kicking some butt, and man, we'll talk again real soon. Good luck in Vegas.
Anytime. Thank you. Next year will be some exciting interviews. I hope I'll have lots of positive things to talk about.
Heck yeah. Oh, you will. You will. Good night, Josh. Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Josh Hart, everybody. The guy is a class act for sure, and always has been. I have that interview still saved on my phone. Um, the guy is a class act. One of my best, I think, of my career that I've ever done, and to be able to kind of watch him build from the ground up to where he is today has been a real treat. A real treat to be able to do that. Like I said, we're going to talk about Vegas here on the back side of this thing. There's only 13 top fuel cars. It's a good chance for anybody. We've got some real tough guys. Dan Mercier is going to be out there. Rob Passy is going to be out there. Uh, Kelly Harper is going to be out there as well in an AJ 500 engine with a looks like it's a MLR make. So really interested in seeing how this all plays out, and really could be a trip up for some. This could be what they call it. They call it in football a trap game. This could really be a trap race for some of the top trying to chase the championship. If you sleep on this thing, and if you get behind the eight ball too early and don't find that consistency, you could be one of the ones that might find yourself on a trailer and be staring at a butthole puckering moment in Pomona. So we'll get into all of it. We'll take your thoughts and questions as well on the backside of this commercial. Going to be another great show. And after this commercial break, I'll tell you who's going to be on Talking Funny Cars with Buddy Hall. First of all, how fitting to play this commercial of my buddy, Buddy Hall. He's the one that really pushed this thing for me to start this live show years ago. He was the catalyst and all of that. And it's going to be an hour-long special of Talking Funny Cars with Buddy Hall, as he will be speaking with his team owner, Mr. Jim Dunn. This should be really good. We all know once you get to a certain age, your give a what kind of evaporates. So we know we're going to get some real good moments from Jim Dunn, some really good stories. He's not going to hold back for sure. And it'll be hour long. It comes on at 8 p.m. on all of your NHRA fast channels. That's on Tubi, that's Sling, that's Fire TV, that's Samsung TV, Roku. If you got it, NHRA, the fast channel on the free channel there, excuse me, and you will find that show there. 8 o'clock tomorrow. Don't miss it. This should be a really, really good one. And it's going to be a special, an hour-long one. So, really looking forward to this. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to point something out. I saw something earlier, and I got to bring it to y'all's attention because I gotta search it. I gotta search for it, but I thought it was pretty interesting. Let's see. There we go. Our buddy, our man there over at Competition Plus. he's got some type of special that he's running here. Uh, and it looks like it is a kind of a reality TV show. Will be on YouTube. You can go to if you. I'll read. As a matter of fact, we'll put it. We'll put the link in the show Facebook and on my personal page as well. I will tweet it out. It is about Justin Ashley, and it's called Fix Flip Fuel. So I think you don't want to miss this one. Really cool documentary on him. I haven't even seen it yet, so I will be doing that as well. And you can find that. I believe it's the article there for this particular reality show there on the competitionplus.com website. So don't miss that at all. Go ahead and check that out. Maybe you check it out after this show, in between this show and the Power Hour. All right. We got Mac 1320s in the building. Finally, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Yes, yeah, he's gonna tell some great stories. He really is. He's gonna tell some great stories, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'll be watching that as I start to get ready for Shelby, North Carolina, the finals of the Southeast Gas Association. It will be one heck of a race. The weather is going to be crispy and cold. That means these cars are going to be really fast. And there's some championships on the line. If you're in the area, come on out. Come on out. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. Mac 1320 says, exciting news for me. I'm going to be on the Life's a Drag podcast tomorrow, as you should be. Producing great content. And we'll be looking to have you on this show again as soon as the season completes, as we do our series of what ifs as we did last year. And we'll compile all the stats. We'll give you all of the rundown like we did last year. Maybe throw in some different things there. But we will be having you on the show for that as well. And yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. I will actually watch tomorrow because of that. And I saw you earlier, Drag Race Mayhem. Thank you for being here for all 100. As if you missed that, this is the 100th episode, as we like to call them weeks, because I enjoy the NFL side of things, and that's my way of doing it. We are at week 100. So this is the 100th show. It's pretty crazy, 100 shows. And was not interested in really doing anything live here. And yet here we are. And I'm pretty proud of this thing. So you guys have made it all possible. And I appreciate that. What's up, man? What's up, Blake? How's it going, buddy? How's it going? So here we are. We're in Vegas now. We've got 2 more races left. Looking at this Top Fuel thing, if you have not seen it or you haven't heard it yet, it's only 13 Top Fuel cars, man. Only 13 Top Fuel cars. So the first thing you want to do is be number 1. You definitely want to be number 1, because Dave may know, but I think if you're number 1, you're guaranteed at least 1 buy run. And there might be more than 1 spot that gets a buy run, but I'm not savvy with the ladders. But it's a really good shot for Josh Hart to break some hearts this weekend and make this thing a little bit interesting. Get some people out early, play a spoiler, ruin some people's party. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a very wacky Vegas with this amount of cars showing up, which is not very many. We have a full field of funny cars, even a bump spot. You got Dylan Wasinski, probably murdered the boy's name, but we had him on the Power Hour before. You got Chris Morrell, that's going to be out there. Jason Rupert's going to be out there. Tom Gibson, also a car that's going to be out there. So there's some new faces, or really new faces, that are going to show up for this particular race that we haven't seen in a while, or ever, at least this season. I think it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's about 20 or 21 funny cars. That's a lot. That is a lot. And it's going to be fun. Finally have a bump spot. I'm interested to see if somebody like a Jason Rupert can bump their way in. Dell's going to be there as well. Surprisingly, Dell's going to be there also, driving his funny car. So it's going to be a really tough end to this field. And I think some of these individuals, if they can make their way into the top 16, also could be a bit of a spoiler in this. We know the funny car outside of Austin Prop, nobody's really been absolutely overly consistent. So I think we can say that about a lot of the classes here. Nicole says, and don't forget the Halloween fun, especially Pro Stock. Yeah, that's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to, hopefully I'll see some of it. I will be working, so hopefully I will see some of it on the back end. But yeah, those are always really cool to see what people come dressed in and how they come dressed and all that. It's pretty cool. Memphis Lonnie says, too bad Top Fuel can't play like IHRA this week and have an 8-car field. Now that would make qualifying interesting. It would make it very interesting. And see, that's the thing where I don't think you hurt anything by doing that, because I mean, we're looking at IHRA and they race to 1,000 feet. Sometimes they race to the 8th mile. So there's variances there, and yet we still accomplish things. So it would be cool, but you know how that goes. Was going to go home, Doc, in 2023 with Justin and Salinas ever played. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, this is going to be a interesting play out for your Top Fuel class. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing still stays live going into Pomona and it's not wrapped up. I missed that one. So Dave W says 13 car ladder has 2 buys. Number 1 qualifier gets round 1 bye. Number 2 or 13 qualifier winner gets a bye into the second round. I'd rather be second or 13th in that scenario. Absolutely. I'd rather be the last car. I'm trying to get the bye run. That's what I will try to be doing. Makes sense. I agree. It would mix things up, and it doesn't make the qualifying session just going through the motions. I mean, what is there for me to watch other than the fact that we're gonna watch to see another 340? I mean, unless it's like 344 or 43, if it goes 340, that's what you're supposed to do at this point. This you broke the barrier and you've done it over and over again. It's expected now. Like, there's no shock factor. It's like, yep, did it again. I mean, it's kind of like acting like watching Patrick Mahomes is some of the things you see him do is surprising. It's not. It's what he does repeatedly. It's expected for some. Some defensive coordinators don't seem to understand that. Joe Jr., but I'll leave that alone. Dave W. says IHRA told the pro stock teams that 14 is the magic number. If you have less than 14, you get an 8-car field. If you have 14 or more, you get a 16 car field. I like that flexibility because, again, does this change next year? We're hoping that it does, and we don't have these 12 and 13 car fields. But I think you have to adapt with what you have to make it worthwhile and more interesting. I think that's the best way to be fluid with the times at this point, because as of right now, until we're proven otherwise next year, this is the norm. You're going to have some races that you're going to have 12 or 13 cars. So at those races, instead of, you know, it's just a placement session, each session you see the short class come up, just shorten the field to 8. And it is what it is. And if you don't make the 8, then guess what? You didn't qualify. And it doesn't make it boring. And it doesn't make it happenstance. And that's what I like about the IHRA and what they're doing. It's not going to ruin anything. It's not going to change anything. Might ruin somebody's day if they can't get in. But hey, man, unlike the IHRA, you got 4 shots to make an 8-car field. If you can't make it in 4 shots, then yeah, you weren't meant to be in. You weren't good enough that weekend. That might change. That might change some people's feeling, over the participation trophy deal, but not really. But it definitely would make it better. Drag Race Mayo says, to be honest, NHRA qualifying is very boring. How now, given we don't have over 16 cars every race? Yeah, you could say that. You could say that it can be boring. It's almost ceremonial, if that's the right word. There's really no, it's not a big deal unless you've got. What makes it interesting is that some of these tracks do some of these one-off things with the chairs and the trophies and things like that. That kind of changes it up a little bit, but yeah, it can be sort of ceremonial. Drag Race Mayhem says, my hot take, all countdown races should be 8-car fields. Now that would shake things up big time. And this is why some of you may be like, that ain't going to work. But hear me out. I kind of see where he's coming from, because think about it. Even if you let's have a hard top 10. Hard cutoff. Let's say we got the hard cutoff. 9 times out of 10, and I think that's what Dave W is going to say. But 9 and 10 usually don't make any moves. You had one anomaly, and that's Erica Enders coming out of the deep, dark depths of the grave. Wasn't even in the top 10. Couldn't even hit the top 10 with a rock, and jumped all the way in the top half. I think she's top 7, 6, somewhere in there. I'll look. In the standings, that's an anomaly. That doesn't always happen all the time. Yes, she's top 7. That usually doesn't happen. And Dave W says top 8 in the points should make the countdown. Let everyone else battle for 9th and 10th to earn a spot in the prestigious top 10. I agree. And maybe you throw something in there with that 9 and 10th spot. But I agree with you. Again, 9 and 10 usually don't do anything. That's why this whole participation trophy, I know Cromwell's trying to sell it, and that's his job. But, for most of us that use a little bit of common sense and understand the value of winning, you're selling us a bunch of horse, you-know-what. Let's just be real. It's garbage. Don't tell me that the sponsors are okay with their participation trophy guy that's in 15th that didn't win, couldn't have won 5 rounds, and really the collective couldn't even put their round win loss records together to be even 500. Don't tell me that they're okay with that. That's like saying that's like saying the Baltimore Ravens owner and coaching staff is okay with their start and that they would love to be put into the playoffs if they had a losing record. I can guarantee you there's not one team at all in any type of stick and ball sports that would take a below 500 record and be happy that they're in the playoffs. And 9 times out of 10, again, like we've always said, those teams didn't do anything during the regular season. They're not going to do anything in playoff time. Because guess what? Cream rises to the top. And those who have been putting in the work, dominating, winning, will continue to do so. Those who have continued to lose, they're losing for a reason. And I don't think sponsors are patting themselves on the back because they got included in a playoff race that they're going to be out of after week 1. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Memphis Lonnie says with NHRA, if you enter a less than 16 car field, you're guaranteed 1 round money, and at least. So why put your all? Why put your all into qualifying? Agreed. And trust me, that money isn't the same as the money that you're making in IHRA. I want to be very clear about that. But again, it is guaranteed money, at least. And sure, yeah, that's why you got guys there will likely, and I understand it. I get it. You're saving parts and all of that jazz. I get it. You're not highly funded, but there are going to be 2 cars. There are going to be 2 cars in that 16 car or that 13 car field that will not run at least 2 qualifying sessions. You name who they are, but I know who they are. I'm sure you do too. There are going to be 2 cars that do not run all 4 qualifying sessions because they know they're in. They'll likely run the first session, skip the hero session because it means nothing to them. I mean, what is it any good to make that type of a run knowing you're not going to produce that? That's never going to happen on Sunday. So they'll likely make that first run. They may make the early morning or the early run on Saturday, or they'll choose to run the last one. They're not going to run all of them. Drag Race Mayhem says, but it would add value to the final 6 races and make them more intriguing. And participation trophies matter less because those guys won't even qualify. Exactly. It doesn't change. It would be super dramatic if you had a top 8. And then 9 and 10 will still get, I don't know. I know that they'll fight it out for who's going to be the rest of the round out the top 10. And I think if you can do that, yeah. And see, even that though, right? Even that, 9 times out of 10, the people who are 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, they're not even close to even bump themselves in the top 10 over those next 6 races. They're not close enough. They couldn't win enough rounds to put themselves likely maybe 11 and 12. Likely. Not guaranteed though, but likely. Andreas Mayhem says guaranteed still won't fix the fact that regular season is useless right now. NASCAR is changing their playoffs. They understand it's broken and took fan feedback. I agree. I think there needs to be some type of looking into that. I do think the regular season championship helped a bit, but you already know that those who are not, which is fine, but those who are not going to make and win the regular season championship are likely testing. And that's no different than any other stick and ball sport. If I know that if I know that my team is not likely to win the division and I'm in a solid spot as a wild card, well, I take that back. Not so much the wild card teams, but I'll say all of the division winners because you see this. Usually it's week 18 when it happens, but that's why you see a lot of backups start to play. They already got their position within the playoffs. So that last week, sometimes for some teams, maybe last 2 weeks, they start filtering in young guys to get them playing time, get them some reps, and get them ready for playoffs just in case they're needed. Because those games really don't matter. They're already going to win. And likely most of them have already clinched. So it's not too different. Dave W. says Dave Mooney had a great conversation after a caller said he thought Denny Hamlin should win the title this year because he deserves it. Yeah, well, you got to deserve and actually win it is two different things. Dave said, since when do you deserve something just because you've tried and lost so many times? It's a good story, but you have to earn it. Agreed. Everything must be earned. Did he lost it because of NASCAR's broken format, though guaranteed hours is much worse, but still. Yeah, I mean, you still got to go out there and earn it regardless of what the point system looks like. You still got to go out there and earn it. That's the bottom line. And hopefully they make some adjustments. I would like to see some adjustments made here with the NHRA playoff system as well. I think there's some tweaking that can be done to, I'd say, kind of incentivize things a little bit, make it more intense. I think they started something with the regular season, but I think we all have to realize that at the end of the day, depending on how points lay out, most people probably 5 on down, unless those points are that tight, realize they're not going to win that regular season championship. So they're going to test some things for the playoffs because they at least know that they have a playoff spot. Everyone knows the rules before the season starts. Denny lost it because someone else outperformed him and earned it. It really does boil down. However you want to call it, if you don't like the system, that's fine. But at the end of the day, regardless, you have to go out and try to win it. And if you don't earn it, then you don't deserve it. My camera guy, Fred Warner, thanks for being in the comments, brother. He says, playoffs, you're talking about playoffs. We can't even win a Wally. Playoffs? Exactly. Yeah. That is so fitting for everybody that wants to be the participation guy or girl. Drag Race Mayhem. So the fact someone can win 35 or 36 and lose the championship isn't broken. It's broken, but that's what we have in place. And the fact of the matter is, he didn't earn it. Sure, we've seen this before. We've seen this before with NHRA points as well. A lot of guys have gone out there and dominated the season, get close. I mean, perfect example is Dallas Glenn. Did he deserve it? Absolutely, he deserved it. He was the better man during that season. playoffs, he slipped on a banana peel and he made it closer than it needed to be. And at the end of the day, it was mano a mano, and he didn't earn it. Greg Anderson did. That's why he was the champ, and he's the reigning defending undisputed champ. He won't be this year, but he didn't earn it. Memphis Lion says the mighty run, the hero session, if only to get a personal best run for what that's worth. I agree, because to me, I would like to just run it for the simple fact, if anything else, I give myself a better qualifying spot. You know what I mean? I don't want to be at the bottom and draw Doug Coletta or Justin Ashley or Sean Langdon first round. But if I run that hero session and I run a career best, I might find myself in the middle of the pack. And maybe I might have lane choice. And maybe I'm not running one of those top guys from the jump. And if I can get out of first round, I may have positioned myself on a ladder that gives me an easier track to at least get into the semis. So I agree with you. I would run the hero session. I'd run the first session to get the feet wet. Most guys who don't and girls who don't have not run a lot will go out there and they're going to make a pass to half track. That's what they're going to do. It's a planned shutoff. Maybe it's the half track, maybe it's to the 8th mile, but they're going to do a planned shutoff. They'll come back in the hero session and put it all together and then make a decent pass. You don't have to throw everything at it, but set it up to run decent. You're going to have a really solid number, likely solid enough to put you somewhere in the middle of the pack. And you're not at the bottom drawing number one. And then I'd skip Saturday morning and I'd run Saturday afternoon. Reason being, likely that's when you're going to be running after, especially if you get out of first round. You've already got the data for that, depending upon when the race starts as well. Some start at 12, a little bit, our afternoon, literally. Some are sometime mid-morning. So let's say it's going to be 11:30, 12 o'clock is when you're going to run. So if you run earlier than that, you've already got that from your first Friday session where you took it to the 8th mile, let's say, and had a planned shutoff. So you got enough data to get you that far. All you're trying to do is run it out the back door. You know what I mean? After that. That last session on Saturday is when you're most likely going to be running race day conditions. So then you go out there and you at least get some type of data on that. Then you're more well-rounded, and then also the pressure's not on when you go out there on Sunday because you didn't want to run on a hero session, but you went out there and decided that you did a planned shutoff on Friday morning on the first session, and then you didn't run the hero session, but you're going to come out Saturday, you're going to run that session, and you miss the tune-up. So now you're behind the 8 ball. You don't really have a whole lot of data, and you go out there, you got to draw one of those top guys, and you don't really have all the data you need, and you don't give yourself the best chance to win. I think it's a little messy. That's a good thought, though, Memphis. Dry Race Man said, to be honest, though, NHRA promotes runs way more than wins. Brittany gets a new top speed graphic every record. It's true. I can't deny that. That is true. There's a lot of emphasis on numbers, and that's what I think. We've had a conversation about that. But I do think a lot of times some of us, especially NHRA fans, are hung up on a lot of numbers, and that's cute and everything. But I mean, go look at their round win-loss record. They're in the position that they're in because they couldn't go rounds. You know what I mean? Struggling. Um, Dave W said, I didn't say it's right or it's wrong, but it's how the format is presented to all drivers, just like how Zilich and the guy that won all the truck races this year are going to lose the title. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. That's how it is. You got to go out there. At the end of the day, you still got to earn it. He said you can sweep the NFL season to earn a spot in the Super Bowl and choke exactly, and you lose because you didn't earn it on Sunday. Motorsports isn't stick and ball sports, yet can't compare the two. Compare NHRA and NASCAR to F1 and IMSA and WEC. That's a more fair comparison. I think it's a good comparison because it's pretty much the same. I've got to go out and do a job to get a playoff spot. At the end of the day, it's even more of a comparison because the fact it's one and done. You don't get like the NBA. You don't get 5 chances or 7 chances or whatever it is. You don't get 7 games to prove yourself or to try to earn your way in to the next round or to a championship. It's one shot. That's all you get. And if you flub it up on Sunday, then you go home. You could have best record in the league. Look at what happened to the Detroit Lions. Another team who earned it. I mean, another team who deserved it, but they didn't earn it. Just is what it is. It's the name of the game when we talk about sports. Just is what it is. But I do believe there should be some type of reform. I am definitely down for reform. Got to. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are up on the end of this show. I want to thank everybody who tuned in. I also want to give a really huge shout out to my guy, John Rendell. He's going to be out there here in Gainesville, Florida, earning his top alcohol funny car license. This has been a lifelong dream for him. And unfortunately, his dad is no longer here to see it, but he's here. He's in your heart, and I'm happy for you, brother. It's been a lot of work that is taken to get him to this point, and all that hard work and putting it out there and then go striving after it to go get it. It's paying off now, brother. So congratulations to you, and hope you get your license. I know you will. He's one hell of a driver. One hell of a driver. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to the Not Bland Show. This has been the 100th episode of the Not Bland Show. Crazy. Want to thank Josh Hart for being on the show. How fitting. We planned that last week, Elon and I did not realize we were at 100. So, yeah, it's really cool stuff. Well, thank all of you guys for watching. Those who watch later, I really appreciate it. I thank you for all the participation in the comments tonight. Enjoy Vegas. It should be fun. I'll be at a Gassers race this weekend. Tune into the Power Hour. We're going to have Richard and Mike Green on, and we'll talk a little Vegas with my guy, Dave W. Until then, I'll see y'all next Tuesday.